The short answer is yes. However, we need to not only find these independent animes, but to find what is not only indie, but anime. Over the years, I've seen a lot of people confused over the term indie, which is short for independent, meaning it is not prevalent on a big studio to make a project. There's different levels. For example, in the gaming industry, you have indie, AA, and AAA. I will make a video on this specific topic at some point. There is a difference between a one person or a small team versus Bethesda, Naughty Dog, and Activision. Now that we've defined that, we must define anime. This is a bit trickier since people have their own preconceived notions as to what an anime is. That's probably because the term anime itself has a different meaning depending on your language, leading many to debate its etymology. In Japanese, it's short for animation. In English, it is animation produced in Japan. In French, it literally means cartoon or animated drawing. The fact is, anime originated in Japan. It has a very distinct style. While yes, it is animation, it is a different genre of animation due to technique and character proportions. In my opinion, its style is so easily recognizable that people who don't even watch it know exactly what it is. Name another animation style that has that power. Because of the style, it's so heavily debated whether something is or isn't an anime. In style, many shows could be considered an anime, but when Japan says anime is all animation in general, and English says anime is produced and or is originated in Japan, many shows could be considered an anime in spirit, but may not be authentic anime that was produced in Japan. So in a way, there's almost two different types of anime production. You have authentic anime and westernized anime. Since independent anime have now been defined, it's now time to find some independent anime that is both authentic and westernized.
In order to do this, we must filter out the big anime studios to find the smaller studios, since there are over 500 studios. This was a bit trickier than I realized, but then, during my research, I found a truly authentic, independent anime. Creator Atsuya Uki, known for his character designs in Tsuritama and Digimon Adventure, created Senkaro almost entirely on his own, releasing it in 2009. Now, the project appears again, breaking a 10-year silence in the form of Senkaro Connect, the legendary short combined with its direct sequel to form a single film. He was the sole writer, director, editor, and animator of these films. You can't get more indie than that. A boy named Tetsu watches lazily as a mysterious white creature appears atop a tall building. He names another one of the creatures Senko, and lives his life as a high school student secretly with it, using its ability to change its shape at will to remain hidden. However, one day a girl who goes to his school learns a secret, and a mysterious boy named Shu appears and attacks Senko, leading to an eruption of unexpected events. It seems as though the disturbance is over when another girl named Kaname shows up looking for Shu. Her appearance signals the beginning of a new turn of events for Tetsu, Yuki, and Senko. An article on Game Rant also showcases the need for an American release and explains why there really hasn't been one yet. Because of this missed opportunity to make both parts available to audiences, anime fans are missing out on one of the most passionate artistic showcases in the medium. Understanding the context of the two films and the decade that took place between them adds to the appreciation of the art. By some metric, Aniplex must have decided that Senkaro didn't warrant a wider release, and in their defense, it is quite a niche property. However, clearly, there is faith in Atsuya Uki's vision to greenlight a third and final entry, so it stands to reason more could have been done to market it in the West. Pre-pandemic, Funimation would craft passionate 2-minute trailers for their Blu-ray releases, be it a hotly anticipated shonen or a cult classic returning to print or perhaps getting released for the first time. Now, it often feels as though anime is promoted through word of mouth and a social media hype machine more reactive than proactive. Perhaps the last point is pushing it slightly, but the point remains that Senkaro deserves a chance, like with many anime out of print in Aniplex's library, and perhaps taking advantage of Western anime fandom's influence, that chance could come. There will surely be plenty of time to do so until Senkaro 3 arrives, hopefully before 2029. There should be a place to not only support these authentic indie animes, but indie anime in general. It should not be this hard to support an artist of a specific type of work just because of location. Senko, along with other indie animes, need a platform for them to shine, a dedicated space where they can thrive instead of being silently removed from streaming services. Well, now there is an opportunity to support a brand new indie anime.
Let me talk about Gabriel and the Guardians, this new indie anime-inspired series that's coming out actually really soon here in February. So, Gabriel and the Guardians, what is it? Great question, I'm glad you asked. Anime-inspired series by Angel Studios, more specifically Colossal Studios. Angel Studios is just distributing as far as I'm aware, but it's about Gabriel who is trying to return the world seed from the earth. So like he lives up here in heaven, or this series equivalent of heaven, and the world seed got stolen and brought down here to the series equivalent of earth. So now he's got to come down, get it, and take it back. And he's going along the ride with this giant hunter, and they're trying to, take out all the evil. Talking about indie anime in general, right? Using Gabriel and the Guardians as an example, indie anime is so important because I feel like in Western society and like Hollywood and that kind of stuff, they don't understand why anime is so popular. They just see this really explosive art form coming out of Japan and saying, okay, now make that but Mickey Mouse, or make that but this Western IP, and not really understanding why people like it because it's for the deep storytelling and the art style and the animation that is a part of it. But Gabriel and the Guardians, the team behind it, seems to, one, be fans of anime themselves, which is such a huge thing, but then also they understand why people like anime, and they're trying to make it this authentic experience, and that's something I think you can get out of an indie production a lot more, because when you're indie, you're doing it because you love it, not because you're in it, for the millions of dollars you could make. You're in it because you have an idea, you have a project, you have anything you want to create, and you're putting it out there because you love it. You're not doing it for the money. Obviously, there is a financial side to it, and I also think it helps that this indie anime specifically is crowdfunded entirely. They opened up a page. I myself gave to it because I like the project, and I am really passionate about the idea of there being like Christian indie anime out there as someone who loves anime. So yeah, it's a really good thing, and it's really important to kind of shake up the space, and also drives that competition for other Western, more Hollywood anime adaptations to hopefully get their act together and start understanding that people love anime for the storytelling and the art style and all of those things, and not just, oh, we like it because it looks this way. So that's what I have to say. Just took a minute of your time to talk about Gabriel and the Guardians. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me this platform.